So guys, today we are back with the next installment of this series of picking the next Straw Hat, and today, like I said last time, I probably will end up going with a tier list, and that is exactly what we're doing, a tier list of, the next possible Straw Hats. Now, I mean, if you haven't been keeping up with the series, I suggest you go back to the start because it's really important, to kind of follow the order, especially if you do want to weigh in. It would be great if you could weigh in based on what I've already said and what we've already covered, so we don't have to rehash the same arguments. But yeah, today we'll be doing a tier list, and I thought that, this may actually be the second last. I will have a final one, because I thought that, going through exactly who I think will become the next Straw Hat, while talking about everyone else, it's gonna be a bit too condensed in a video. So give myself room to breathe. We'll put one more video just discussing the final Straw Hat alone. Okay, now let's just get into this, right away, because we've got limited time on this video. And before we start, as always, guys, for those of you who are worried about spoilers, spoiler tag down in the description below. And for those of you who haven't already, subscribe, like, all that good stuff helps with the videos. So now we are going to start, and we will start over here. Let's just start in this order. Smoker. Smoker. So Smoker, I think, I don't know overall, but I would say definitely not. Yeah, there's just too much. After all the things I was talked about before, with Smoker and Tashigi, and how Smoker, he's been showing that he wants to change the Navy itself. He wants to still be a Marine. He hasn't been deterred. Like, there's nothing that we've seen has shown him being deterred from actually being a Marine, not wanting to be a Marine. I think he's seen that Marines are not, the only, not as good as they appear to be, but there's nothing which has made him say, I don't want to be a Marine anymore. I'm embarrassed to be a Marine now. I wish I wasn't a Marine, right? There's nothing been that's pushed him towards that. So I think we know actually saying that he wants to leave the Marines. Even Aokiji, when Aokiji left, Smoker didn't look at Aokiji and be like, okay, I think leaving the Marines is a good idea then, right? I think that was once again another moment where Smoker is seeing that you can do good and not be in the Marines, right? Not that to do good, being not part of the Marines is important. So yeah, I think Smoker's gonna be a Marine. He's a Marine through and through. So yeah, Vivi, I will say, I'm not sure if I should put her in. I'm not quite sure, or probably not. For now, I say probably not, simply because, at this point, that's not gonna happen. But it probably won't happen. But I'm not quite sure, because Reverie could turn things around. There is a huge question mark about what happened there. So yeah, and Bon Clay will put him next to Vivi in the I'm not quite sure category. Caribou, probably not as well. Bon Clay, the Prison Break and Impel Down is a great way to go. And yeah, that's the only issue. It's just he's stuck in Impel Down. Gangster Gastino. This guy, I want to say, I'll put him here. I'm probably not sure. Actually, no, let me not do that. Definitely not. He's great. He's a chump, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. He's too much of a rat. He's just too much. Although I was, chapter 1014 had me thinking a bit like, yo, he's been helping Chopper with the Rumble Balls and everything, so... But yeah, no, he's not gonna join. Momonosuke, I will go with most likely will. And that is because I'll discuss this a bit at the end. Most likely wills I'll discuss a bit at the end. Law, I'll go with probably not. And Carrot will be I'm not quite sure at this point, because actually no, Carrot is a maybe. Carrot still has potential. There's a lot about Carrot that could easily be put into, she can join the Strats, because yeah, like I said last video with the negatives, a lot of story focus has been taken from Carrot, so it kind of feels like she's been left out. But Oda could easily spin stuff. Right? There's so much to work with Carrot that you could leave it as it is, and she could just drift away from being a Straw Hat, and that's it. Or you could take everything there and like just spin it a bit, and boom, she's on the right track again. So she's a maybe, but I guess we'll just have to see how Oda takes it in the end. Tama, I am not quite sure either, because yeah, Tama, I'm just not quite sure either, because Tama, like I said, Tama doesn't seem to have any story relevance outside of this Wano arc. Like there's nothing, right? I put it like this in the last video. I was like, okay, look, the only reason we're saying Tama will join the Straw Hats is because Tama wanted to join Ace, but Ace died and Luffy's here, and Luffy's Ace's brother, so inherited will somehow makes the equation make sense. But as far as Luffy actually taking Tama, like, forget about Ace, there's not really much there. Tama hasn't really said much about why she wants to go out, because she wanted to go out because she wanted to be with Ace, kind of like the way Luffy wanted to be with Shanks when they were a kid. But there hasn't really been anything, so yeah, I'm not quite sure. But there is possibility, I think, since we're in Wano. Like, that's the only thing that separates Tama from people like Vivi, Bon, and Bon Clay, right? Well, she's still here in Wano with us, so there is still possibility greater than these guys who we've already left behind. And then finally, Yamato. I mean, I hate to admit it, but the potential with Yamato is undoubted. It's undoubted. So most likely will with Yamato. So let's talk about Yamato and Momonosuke for a bit. Because yeah, this is basically what I think. I don't know about adding links to tier lists since I made this one, but I'll try add a link in the video description, and you guys can do it for yourselves. Let me know what you think, or just tell me which ones you have in certain positions, or at the top or at the bottom, or you're not quite sure about. But Momonosuke and Yamato, Momo has quite a lot. I think there's quite a lot that Momo can achieve going out. We've talked about him being a leader, and I think anyone can tell you, whether they want Momo to become a Straw Hat or not, or whatever, whether they care about Momonosuke or not, he's not good enough to be a leader yet, right? And it's very clear that the most leadership qualities that Momo has learned so far has been from Luffy. More than anyone else has been from Luffy. So thinking that, he will continue to learn from Luffy is not that crazy of a thing, because it seems that no one else in Wano can even teach him, right? He's been with these guys in Wano for so long, like around the scabbards and whatever, his whole life, and none of them have taught him, right? So Luffy's in the short time has taught him so much. There's so much to explore. Maybe he's an ancient weapon, maybe he's not. There's everything going on there. And at the end of the day, Apprentice Pirates is a possibility, right? And then there's Yamato, and with Yamato, I think that as far as there's nothing right now, just like Tama, there's nothing right now to actually say that she will join, right? Apart from some superficial arguments like Yamato is female, we need a female. Yamato is strong, we need a strong person. But that's just what people want. They say Yamato has Oden's logbook, so she can keep a log. We don't even know Yamato doesn't even keep a log of her own adventures, as far as of her own stay in Onigashima. As far as we're concerned, all she has is Oden's logbook. So how can she be the log keeper if she doesn't keep her own log? But what I was saying about Yamato is that there's so much potential as far as the positives of what people are saying. That is potential, but it's not arguments that she will join. There's so much that she can add to the group, as far as gags, Momonosuke as well, as far as fitting in with the weird dynamic of the crew and how odd all these people are. Having a character with horns of some other kind of race that we're not sure of, having a kid who can turn into a dragon, not just the plain old, they're just here to fight and round out the crew. They're here to add to the wackiness and the weirdness and the odd characters going on here. But I'm sure that both of them do need some growth. And just a real quick thing before we end, why are there two? And because these are the two that I will talk about in the next and final video. Why two? I don't think it's crazy, because who knows? One, like I mentioned in the first video, it being one more crew member left, I don't think that's an ironclad rule. I think that is a good fallback, right? It's a good idea to fall back on, that, you know, there'll only be one. But I don't think it's crazy to think that there'll be two, because it's not that big a difference. And who knows, maybe we could spin it as apprentice pirates are not full-fledged pirates, so it kind of makes sense that he's talking about actual full-fledged pirates, and then apprentice pirates are kind of counted as, yeah, they're there, but they're not really part of the crew, right? They're not part of like the main crew, right? We've seen with Marco when he was younger, where, what's her name? I forgot her name, on YBS crew, where she was kind of telling Marco that you're just an apprentice pirate, like slow your roll. Yes, and you know, the way Rayleigh used to talk to Buggy and Shanks sometimes on the crew, like the apprentice pirates, they're part of the crew, but so having two of them is not that crazy. But guys, let me know what you think. This is my thoughts. These are the people I put there. You guys can try this out if I manage to get the link in the description. And yeah, as you know, we'll talk again in the last video about, you know, these top two, Momonosuke and Yamato in particular, and everything surrounding them. In the meantime, I would like to hear you guys' thoughts about Momonosuke and Yamato, you know, all the concerns you have about them joining, all the, you know, maybe the plot lines you guys think need to be finished, all the hard stuff that you guys think this definitely means they can't join, or this definitely means they will join. Let me know all that so I can put together a video that really, you know, talks to everyone's arguments, and we can have a discussion from there. Until then, guys, like this video if you liked it, subscribe for more content, and share it with other people. Talk to other people about the series. If you haven't watched other videos, go watch them. If you have time, watch one of my other videos, you know, other topics. And guys, this is King KZ. I'll see you in the next one.